My boyfriend's family made me sign a prenup before the wedding, but they weren't laughing anymore when they found out what I was worth before we even met. When I met Dominic at a community garden, I was wearing mud-stained jeans and a faded t-shirt, pulling weeds in the volunteer section. He assumed I was there because I couldn't afford my own groceries. I didn't correct him. For once, someone liked me for me, not my trust fund or my last name. We dated for 2 years. I kept my studio apartment in the modest neighborhood, drove my old Honda, and worked at a nonprofit that paid barely enough to survive. Dominic worked in finance, proud of his 6-figure salary. His family lived in a sprawling estate with a gate code and servants. The first time I met his mother, Vivienne, she looked me up and down like I was something stuck to her shoe. "So, you work with homeless people?" she asked, her voice dripping with disdain. "I coordinate housing programs," I replied. She smiled tightly. How noble. His father, Richard, was more direct. "What does your family do?" "My dad's retired," I said, which was technically true. I could see them calculating my worth, deciding I was acceptable only because I made their son happy. When Dominic proposed, Vivian's smile didn't reach her eyes. "Of course, you'll sign a prenup," she announced over engagement dinner. "We need to protect Dominic's assets." "Mother," Dominic started. "It's fine," I said. Their lawyer presented a document designed to humiliate. I'd get nothing if we divorced. No property, no support, nothing. Every clause screamed that I was beneath them. "We just want to make sure you're marrying him for the right reasons," Vivian said sweetly. I signed without reading it. "Smart girl," Richard said. "You know your place." The wedding was at their country club. Vivian controlled every detail. The flowers, the menu, the guest list. My family wasn't invited. "It's better this way," she explained. "We don't want anyone feeling uncomfortable about the class difference." I agreed to everything. At the reception, Vivian clinked her glass and made a speech about how proud she was that Dominic had found someone who loved him for who he was, not what he had. Everyone laughed. I smiled. Then my dad arrived. He hadn't been on the guest list, but security doesn't stop billionaires. He walked straight to our table, kissed my forehead, and handed Dominic an envelope. "Congratulations," Dad said warmly. "Welcome to the family." Vivian's face transformed. "I'm sorry, who? I'm her father," he said simply. Richard opened the envelope. Inside was a certified check. My wedding gift to Dominic. $20 million. The table went silent. "I don't understand," Vivian stammered. Dad smiled. "My daughter wanted to make sure Dominic was marrying her for the right reasons. She's been living off her nonprofit salary this whole time, but her trust fund matured last year." He paused. "She's worth considerably more than your family's estate." Richard's face turned purple. We had no idea. That was the point," I said quietly. Vivian grabbed the prenup from her purse, hands shaking as she reread it. The document she'd crafted to keep me from taking anything from them now meant they'd get nothing from me. Ever. "We should renegotiate," Richard said quickly. "Why?" I asked. "You said it protects assets in case of divorce. I'm just protecting mine." Dominic sat frozen, processing that his wife had more money than his entire family combined. "Did you know?" Vivian demanded. "No," he whispered. "I wanted someone who'd love me without seeing dollar signs first," I explained. "Someone who'd introduce me to his mother even though he thought I was poor." Dad squeezed my shoulder. "You raised your son well. He didn't care about money." He glanced at Vivian. "Pity the same can't be said for everyone." As Dad left, he paused. "Oh, and that prenup? My lawyers reviewed it. Brilliant work, really. Ironclad." 5 years later, Dominic and I are still married. We live simply, work jobs we love, and donate most of our money to causes that matter. His parents stopped calling after I refused to invest in Richard's failing real estate venture. Last month, Vivian sent a birthday card. Inside was a note. "We're so proud of the family you've built." I threw it away unopened. Some things aren't worth the cost of forgiveness.